Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I thought we'd have another play in our art journal, do another lovely page. Now today I thought we'd go, because we just sort of like turned into autumn, I thought I'd do sort of like autumnal colours, which I thought would be quite nice. I have a few little butterflies. I've got 3 little butterflies. Now these are from my autumnal journal kit. I have some leaves here which are part of one of my Friday freebies from last year. I think it's number 73. So that was the lovely little leaves. I've got some little fabricy sort of leaves here, which I thought they were really lovely colours. I do have another one somewhere hiding, I'm sure. I have, there he is, a couple of napkins. I've got this one and I've got this one, so they've got some nice autumnal colours in as well. Of course I've got some book paper and some paper. I've got lots of bits and pieces, probably way too many to go on one little 8x8 page, but that's okay. So let's just pop these to the side. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing yet, but I have started. Again, I've just collaged the back with some book paper and some tea stain paper, and I've just gessoed over the top just to give us a nice sort of like background on it. I have some of my distress oxides which I am going to use, so sort of like nice orangey colours. We've got ripe persimmons, we've got barn door and carved a pumpkin. I have got gathered twig, wild honey, brushed corduroy, frayed burlap and old paper. So, which I think these ones are really nice sort of colours, aren't they? They're sort of nice autumny colours. So let's give that a go. I might just do the background first, just add a little bit of colour onto it. So what shall we go for? I don't want anything too, this wild honey actually is quite yellowy, isn't it? So maybe we don't want too much yellow. We'll go for this one, which is the ripe persimmons. Now, I do believe persimmons are a fruit, aren't they? I've not tried them, and I believe it is. Oh, that's very, very orangey. Let's just pop a little bit down. Now, do I have enough water in here? Let's just pop a little bit of this down. Probably could pop a little bit more on there, couldn't we? Just there. I'm not going to spray. Let's put that one on, and let's go for the carved pumpkin. Oh, I probably need to give this one a shake, I think. They do settle down the colour at the bottom. So let's just pop a little bit of this on. Give it a nice little background. Pop a little bit on, a little bit of colour just before we pop some napkins and bits on. That will do. Maybe a little bit of brushed corduroy on there as well. Now, I do have a little bit of tissue paper on here, which you can see that's just sort of like soaked into there. Let's pop this on. Now I'm just going to quickly dry it. Okay, so there we go. That's a little bit. Let's just dab a little bit of that wet off there. Okay, perfect. Let's pop a little bit of this napkin on. I'm not quite sure. I might just do sort of like little pieces on here, like this. Not sure today. Unless I put these, I might actually pop some of those down afterwards, because they will go on nicely on top of the paper. Let's have a look. This is some of that one, my lovely jelly print, which has got the gold in it, which I think would look quite nice on here. Let's just tear some bits off and see where we go from there. Let's have. I've got a little bit here with some script on it. Seem to be going for the squarey bits today. So let's get some glue and let's just see where we go. Let's put these over here. Okay. I think my brush is a little bit wet. I did wash it, but it's a little bit wet on there. A little bit more glue, a little bit too much. Let's pop that over there. Stick this down, look at that. All in a little line. Need a bit more glue, I think. Bit of napkin. I do like this napkin. It's very, very autumny, isn't it? Stick that over there. Should we go down here? Oops. Oh, I didn't look to see if I had any stencils actually. I should have got my stencils out. I might do that. But I do like this napkin. Oops. Be gentle with your napkins. What else should we pop? Let's pop. I do like having a little bit of what's it called? Book paper on here. Because I just like these butterflies. I thought they would just look quite nice and autumny, wouldn't they? With a couple of leaves. I think the leaves might need to go on the white. They sort of disappear on there, don't they? What else have we got in here? Oh, that's a nice piece, isn't it? Let's just go for, let's take that one, ripped edges. A nice piece. Let's pop a little bit of glue on here. That's easier, isn't it? Over the top. Oops. I think I need to dry my napkin. Or not go over. Let's take that piece off. There we go. You down. You're going to stick down? No. There we go. There we are. Lovely. I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to bring in some of this little napkin. Let's see, should we just have this little flowery bit in the corner? Let's take this piece off. Just have you in there. This down. Okay, I think I'm just going to quickly dry this before I make too much mess with the napkins. So let me quick dry it. Okay, I think that's a little bit drier. I'm going to go in with a little bit of gesso now, just to bring back some of the white in there. Let's let's use this brush. Go. Okay, right, I think I'm just going to go and get my, oops, that's glue. Don't want the glue, do we? Just want to get my watercolour pencils because I forgot to get those, just so I can go round some of this as well. Just let that dry for a minute. I think that's a little bit dry, isn't it? So I have got my watercolour pencils and I've got this stencil, which is almost like sort of like trees on there, just to give a little bit of texture behind with some ink in a minute. Now put that there. I have got my sheet of watercolour pencils. This is where I just had a little play to see what sort of colours we got on there. So let's go in with this. Put my glasses back on again. Well, that's quite red. Let's go for a bit more brown. What number is this? This is passion fruit red. But that looks sort of a little bit more autumny, doesn't it? Just a little bit of a colour on here. We will probably go in with my Stabilo as well to bring out a little bit of a shadow. Oops, that's a bit wet. Try and get a nice sort of background on here before we start sticking things on, the butterflies and the leaves. I think I might need, this should be okay. A little bit of water on here. This is quite a nice red actually, because it goes with the red that's in the napkin. Here. Let's do these bits. I do apologise again if I stop talking. Okay, let's go for a darker brown. Let's go for a brown in here. Is that pretty brown? That's nice autumny brown, isn't it? Probably do with my actually watercolour brush, but I'm not quite sure where I put that now. I do like to just do this on a Sunday. It's really nice to sort of like end the week or start the week with something a little bit sort of like just playing basically. It's quite a nice thing to do. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a little bit more gesso, not that one. Okay, let's just give that a quick dry. Okay, there we go. Well, I'm going to go in, I think, with just a little bit of this green. Let me get my ruler here. And this, just in little sections. It might come out, it might not. Let's just see. Does a little bit, doesn't it? I think I need to go over with a little bit darker. You can see it a little bit. Let's just go for my brown, I think, on here. Go for the door. Sort of go over the top of it. Oh, forgot this is my new one. It's very juicy. There we go. Okay, it's stuck to my paper underneath, so we don't want that. Oh, there we go. That's better. Well, I was going to try and do this one not too much on it, but that's gone out of the window now, hasn't it? Let me just go on here, push that out. Going to do, I think, like a little square here, just to put the butterflies on. Or a butterfly. Like that. Maybe another one here. There we go. I'm going to have to go for 3 of them. Where should we put the other one? Just up here, I think. See what that will look like. Get a little bit more white on there, a bit of gesso. Okay, right, I'm just going to quickly dry that. So what I was thinking of doing is just popping the butterflies on there so they sort of like pop out just a little bit more. Then we've got our little diddy down there. I think that will look quite nice, won't it? And then we've still got our leaves, which I think I would just do like a little sort of cluster coming down here as well. So let's just finish these off. That's quite dry. Just give them sort of like a little a little box to put in there. Let's just put this down. Now I'm going to go in there with my Stabilo. Now we've got to make sure we don't get it too dark, but no doubt I probably will. Just a little bit of shadow in here. Oops. Let's go here, I think. Okay. I need a bit of a darker brown. I have a darker brown here. Let's have a look. This is the sort of readier one, isn't it? Okay. I do like that. I think that looks good. Okay. Pop our little butterflies on, I think. Like this. Little diddy one in there. So I could sort of like... No, I think I quite like them as they are. Now, let me just get some glue. Let's take the paint off here. Let's have a little wash so we don't make too much mess. Yeah. Where's the glue? We have some glue down here. Let's just pop some on here. Stick our little butterfly on. Yeah. Which way? This way. And our little diddy butterfly. Pop him on. You can just go this way, I think. Let me just have a look. There we go, that looks alright. Perfect. Stick those down. Oh, I quite like them in little boxes. Here's my little pen. I think I need a little bit more, just a little bit more shadow down here. I don't think I want to go in there really. I'm going to just pop those down for a minute. And then, I'm not sure about this bit. Maybe I'm going to go in with just a little bit of gesso over that. I'm not quite sure. I think that looks a bit better. Shall we go in with some old paper? Let's just pop a little bit of green on here. like that. Okay, that's quite nice, isn't it? So, shall we stick some leaves on? Just a few little leaves here. Like I said, these were out of my Friday freebie. So, that's another good use for them, isn't it? So I just have a little trail of these down here. Maybe I'll stick some of these on there as well. So let's see. A little bit of glue down there. I'm just using the Liquitex matte medium on here, or liquid medium. Stick that on. Oops. Okay. This little one here. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. Now I've got these funny little fabric ones which I might just stick on the top. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac, I think, for these to stick on. Just sort of down the middle, so they're not stuck down completely. Just put them just so it's got a little bit of texture to the page, or a little bit more texture to the page. There we go. There we go. I quite like that. That looks really nice, doesn't it? Lovely. Should we go in there? Let's see, let's stick those down. Let's go in here. A little bit of shadow under here. A bit in there. What does that look like? Let me just stand up and have a quick look. I quite like that. That looks alright, doesn't it? I think it could probably do with some little splatters of something, couldn't it? Now what I need to do then is just sort of cover up my butterflies. Let me just pop these over the top so I don't splatter everywhere over the top of those. I don't mind on these. I'm going to go for the brushed corduroy. Just see if this will come out. We're making too much mess. Try to do with the black. Have I got black here? There we go. Black soot I've got. So do you think I'm going to make a big mess with this? better. Let's take these off like that. I'm just going to dry it. I'm going to go in there now, I think, with my little white Posca pen. Let's just give it a little bit. To do with a new one of these, I think. Now, getting a little bit low on our pen. Put some 4 little dots. It doesn't seem to come out as white as I want it to be. A little pen. But I do like this. It doesn't come out as white. Let's go in with a little bit more gesso then. What I'm going to do with a smaller brush would probably help. Just so I wanted a little bit of this sort of like painty texture in there. Oh, I like that. Oh, I quite like this one today. Nice autumn feel. A bit messy, but it's quite nice, isn't it? Another little play. I won't do it anymore. You're probably telling me don't do it anymore. But you know what it's like. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to leave it like that because I'm just going to make a big mess otherwise. But I do like that. It's sort of like autumny and lots of blowy, windy bits and leaves on there. I think looks quite nice. I'm not going to go any over the butterflies under here because I like them, I think, just as they are in the little squares. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely rest of the day. Stay safe and I will see you soon. Alright guys, bye bye.